Everyone is doing well. Hey, today is Saturday for your friend and for others possibly as well. If you are new to this particular live, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the channel to whereby I talk about God. I talk about the power of prayer. Although I normally don't have problems trying to situate the zipper, but come on in as you're coming in and everything, trying to get situated. I am here, friends, just to continue to not only just to motivate others, but keeping my own self motivated as well. And it's definitely working and things. When you keep God in your life, when you keep God center, and when you know that prayer is everything, then prayer will work things out. And the title of this message today is to allow peace to flow into your life. And how do you get into that peace, into those modes, and how things just begin to flow into your life. If it's your first time to this channel, this is the place to where about listen. I'm going to talk about God, and I'm going to talk about that power of prayer. I'm going to talk about breaking those generational cycles. Good morning, friend, and thank you for coming in. I'm going to talk about breaking those generational cycles of things that keep coming around in our life, how we possibly may need to pay attention to it if it's constantly keep coming in our life, and learn the lesson from it as well, and have patience along the way. A miracle, friends. We all a miracle. You're a miracle. If God still got breath in you, tell God thank you. If he woke you up this morning, you're understanding that you're still on this earthly realm, tell God thank you. That's a miracle that God has given you to have this precious moments in this life. And I chase rabbits. I do, friend. What a rabbit is a conversation when I'm feeling something, or when I feel like that, probably even in the chat, just let me say this much, it's just don't come just from my own thoughts. If something is in the chat, I may give, possibly some thoughts. And when I don't give some thoughts on a particular situation, it's because you already know, you already know. Just let me say that much. And what I mean when I say you already know, just know that sometimes certain things don't even, deserve the attention or the energy. But this is the channel to where about I talk about God and the power of prayer, and I appreciate each and every one. Wow, that was a lot to get out, because I just need new individuals to know this, as well as, my old friends. They already understand what this channel is about, and I live. I have fun along the way. Absolutely. I'm in my latter age. I can't even do nothing but, live and tell God thank you, and everything. At this point in life, that's all it is. And that's all what it's about for my life, because I feel like for those individuals, and we're going to talk about this peace that is still living, somehow, somewhere, God got a way of finding us and allowing us to evaluate our life and to look at it. These are just my thoughts now, friends, and from my own life experience, and from my life experience and everything. For those who are possibly experiencing some things in your life, and you feel like that you're not where you need to be at, whether or not it can be financially, whether or not it can be spiritually, socially. Just know that, you're right where you need to be at in order for God to just pour out what God need to pour in your life. But one thing about peace, peace will find you. Peace will find you. If you get still enough, peace is able to find you. Peace will speak into your life. Peace will undo the things that is completely what you call unnecessary. And unnecessary meaning that some of the things, friends, you possibly could be doing, you don't even need to be doing it. You probably think you need to be doing it, but when you take a moment, and these are my thoughts, once again, from my life experience. And doing self-evaluation, when you realize the stuff that is basically taking that positive, the positive knowing and who you are away from you, it's time to rethink some things. It's time to basically to sit down and to say, is this something that I want to continue to do, to think about, or let it own me? Friends, you have that particular power. You're in a position, and I'm speaking right now to individuals that is doing that self-evaluation in their life, and especially unto the elders, and to the individuals that done lived this life and done lived this journey. And I'm coming from a place, because being over a half a hundred and pushing close to, you get what I mean, another what you call momentum in my life of, reaching that 60 point. This is a time in, your life, friend, to worry about you are supposed to understand that, listen, you ain't arrived here by accident. You're here, on purpose, and everything that God have allowed you to see and to experience, it was a benefit for your life. You can even take the time right now, and when I say talking about this piece, you can own it. How do you own it? You just tell yourself it ain't difficult, it ain't hard. Anything that, is not what you call giving value to your life. And that value, what I'm saying, it could be something that completely that you just need to just not even have in your life. For one, the stress level, we know that bring on all type of things. We don't even know what's going on when we let that stress kick in. But a stressor can do whatever it want to do in your life, period. Period. It can do whatever you want to do. Now, I ain't nobody doctor. I ain't none of that. But I'm just saying, stress do change, individuals. It can change things that go on in your body. But for the most part, whatever that is in your life that is not bringing you the peace that you need, reevaluate it, think about it, and sometimes things can be so simple to the point to where about, that's what you're thinking about. You're giving too much thought upon it. In other words, stop overthinking. Stop overthinking about things that is not allowing peace to flow into your life. Allow that peace to flow to where about it can take presence in your life to where about if you waking up every day and if you being present in life, the first thing, friend, that I do is I tell God thank you. And like I said, I just stay for a moment to make sure, that I'm still available for God on this earthly realm, checking out my awareness and everything like that, and then, also sometimes you can come from out of a dream to where about a dream can leave something upon your mindset, and then it's almost like, wow, what did I just come out of? What did I experience, just now? And if it's those things that came from out of a dream that's trying to connect to you in your earthly realm and everything, sometimes they say dream have messages, but I believe that as well if you are a dreamer. But don't overthink the dream, because one thing about God, God peace surpasses all of our understanding. I'm learning now to live and to grow in life and to just be thankful at all moments. I was just having this conversation with somebody that I know, and I was telling them that, listen, when you begin to dump everything from out of your head space that you thought that you had needed to carry, life began to look different. It no longer have weight upon you, because it's going to be what it's going to be, and then you're going to make the best out of what you're now is allowing to come into your head, thought, and space to rent or to do anything. The most important thing is putting those things into your headspace that bring about an opportunity where about now you can see life in beauty and love and the power to forgive. And this morning, I'm going to be real, real honest with my friend. I had an old dream, and I knew it was a dream because I was in it and I woke up from out of it. But it was from a dream like from a past associate or something, that it was like things were not what you call closed properly. But in the closing, and things, and in the real world, but in my dream, but in the real world, as I'm speaking now, it was like things had got into a relationship of a friendship, and the things that got in the way was lies, and they was lies that could not be disputed, because the hand that was coming back and forth to me was the individual that was basically sowing the wrong seed unto this friend that was, an associate once upon a time in my life, friends. So in saying that, in this dream of coming out of it, seemed like I was seeing this individual and everything in my dream, and they treated me like I was cold, like real cold. You know what coldness is, when a friend act like what they done heard and they believe it, but they don't have time to talk to you about it. Why come individuals do that? If somebody done told you something about a person that you know, and you done been friends with a person, why is it that an individual can't come directly to you, especially if you have been friends to an individual, and I know everybody's situation is different, but I'm saying friends on a spiritual level, friends on a level to where about you can break bread together. You can talk about God and those things that God is doing in your life. We talking about individuals that claiming the salvation of the Lord and all that. But let me just go. I probably chase a rabbit on this. But in this particular dream, I was trying to get, the peace and to say, well, what happened? Well, what's going on or who told you this? And in the process, this individual seemed like they didn't want anything to do with me. So coming from out of my dream, but before I got out of it, seemed like it was a marching band or something saying, come on, let's march, let's go. And then we made a roundabout face. And I said, Lord, it's taking me all the way back to my, school years when I was a flag girl and everything. But the marching and everything, when it seemed like I'm coming out of the dream, and things, it was almost like, wow, well, what is this about? And everything. So I'm just assuming that, everything that I have possibly tried to do, it has been done. You can't do anything, friends. And maybe this is a message for a friend, and still talking about this piece. If you know that you done did all that you need to do for yourself and for the situation, even if you took the stance to be quiet and silence, because you understand your position. The truth always got a way of coming out. And sometimes, the truth for you may be that you'll discover that you'll never believe, that your friend rather believe a lie and really appreciate that lie because they was never your friend. Catch that. Did you hear that? They will believe that lie because they were never your friend. They appreciated the person that was bringing them back what you call the dirty seed, basically to sow unto them, because they were really never your friend spiritually. And the reason why they was never your friend, come on, Holy Ghost, come on, let me speak this. Ooh, I want to chase this rabbit this morning and everything. And the reason why they was never your friend, because you was considering everybody that was spiritually connected to you was your friend. But somehow a dream or a messenger that somehow that was God divinely fed to you, you wasn't even expecting it to come that way. But how it came is that God immediately basically showed you that, listen, it ain't you. And even if it was you, if you was willing to have the heart to forgive and to be at peace, and you walking in your peace and your truth at this point in time in your life, and I'm laughing about it, because some things are laughable when you understand your identity and who you are in God. So the only thing I'm just saying, when you know who you are and everything, and when you know that peace is flowing in your life, don't let a dream, don't let foolishness try to come and take what you call unnecessariness to your life to say, I remember when, and this person feel this way about you. Go tell this individual this. I bless them and light, love, and peace. And when you're blessing an individual in light, love, and peace, you know what that's going to be and do to the carrier? The carrier going to have to rethink by coming now trying to put things into your life concerning that individual that don't want no peace and everything. And I felt like in the dream, the marching just showed me that, listen, certain things, baby, you got to travel on the way from it. You just got to know that you done did all that you need to do and let that be the reason why. But flow in your peace in this life. And I want to talk about, I don't know why the Spirit got me, now I want to talk about somebody's job. In your job, oh, thank you, God. See, I can talk from this level of experience. I always, I'm continuing to tell God, thank you. There's a setting and prepping time in our life that God does. And God does the preparation time and things because we don't necessarily know the outcome of all things, but God knows. And the prepping season, sometimes, friends, in our life, we sometimes cannot even know why things is being prepped out this way. We don't even understand the whole ins and out, but we do know what we desire. We do understand what we want as far as saying a vision of what we see. That's why I said we keep our hands in God's hand. God will always keep his hands in ours. He'll direct our step. He'll do everything. He'll deliver us, pull us out of pits. He'll keep delivering us until, you know what I mean, we just continue to live and live according to his will. Even if we get off the track, God knows our heart. He knows what's in it. God truly do. And I'm just saying this from my space to where by doing the work, and I'm continuing to do the work. I don't play with the work. I'm continuing to do it. Don't judge me. Judge, how God is basically uplifting my life. And really, I don't even care at this point of what the people got to say. And that's how you got to live life and things. If you ever had an individual, perhaps job-wise, and they may have made you feel as if they going to hold you back, or they not going to give you a position. Holy Ghost, let me speak this right. Because of the spirit that's in you, you know your potentials and you know your worth and everything. But because of the spirit that's in you, you probably don't get down how they spirit get down with. Or maybe you clash with them or something. Friend, you may just have to find yourself, being the best version of you, working around the situation, and you're going to have to watch God and see how he bless you. Because see, you got to realize your blessings don't come from that individual who think that they got you employed. Oh, come on, God. Come on. Your blessings don't come from that person that possibly think that they got you employed. Now, you may be employed to work for an individual or for a particular, job. But it is God, unchanging hand, that is the blesser. He is the supplier. Remember, God create money, really. And God owns the source of the supply. God can make it happen for you in your life. So, in understanding this lesson, friends, if you having trouble on your job, there's no peace there, check in with God and ask him your move. Ask him what you need to be doing. But you got to have that ear open to God. You can't be listening to any and everybody. Girl, if I was you, I'd do this and I'll do that. Well, what I'm about to do this for when it's really working out for me, I just really got my own venting going on within. And I probably done vented to somebody else about how unsatisfied I am. But why shall I move? What will it do to me to benefit me better to move? See, you got to go in and you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan set up and everything to move, then you may just possibly lose everything without no faith involved, without nothing planned to set up. I'm not that friend gonna tell a friend to leave that job that's blessing you and you don't have nothing else established. That ain't right. You get me? That is not right. You have something that that, listen, when you get ready to exit from a place, know that you already got something else set up and walk out on faith. And you can even not even understand how it's going to go. But if faith is moving you to move and to go, you don't need my opinion what you should do. You need to just do it and trust God if God is telling you to do it. But in those workforces and those workplaces, you're going to always have undermining. You're going to always have individuals that is not going to work things out. You may have the idea about you probably, for instance, me. I'm going to just say for me, I don't like unnecessary, how can I say, just the politicians and individuals will say one thing, they'll say another. And I don't like the situation to whereby individuals will play you based on your truth just to go now and be what you call, I don't even know what you call them, but a connection up with the individual. You get me? That can give out success rewards or higher pays or whatever. If you have experienced this once again, friends, you got to know your worth. Because when that thing change around and when it turn around for your best and for your benefit, you gonna be glorifying God. You're gonna be thanking God. Just trust the process, because you just have individuals seem like they set up to do the dirty work, and they'll never come clean to really truly say how they said and what they said, and how possible they may even be talking about the person that employed them for the job. Now, ain't that something? They gonna take your information, how you truly feel about something, and they gonna go and twist it, and they gonna go and tell the person, the employee that hired you both, but they gonna twist yours to make you feel like that you don't necessarily like them, and really it's them. but it's all confused to where about that level of peace there has tried to be snatched from you. And the reason why it was trying to be snatched, because you already know, listen, you're a down-to-earth individual. You're very truthful with your thoughts. You're truthful with your understanding. Can't nobody come and remove you and make you think or take your truth from you. You already know how you stand. The main thing is that when you give individuals power on these jobs to rethink what you said and how you thought about something, and you wasn't thinking about it in a way to where about to basically tear the employer down. You was thinking about the unfairness. You was thinking about how things can be changed and how things can be done. But then when you got these underhanded individuals, honey, only thing they want to do is suck off the bag and suck off the person that is giving them the monetary money. You got to let them be, because I'm telling you, your blessings ain't caught up in that bag. God got a bag that's more heavier than all of what you call the craftiness that go behind the scenes. If you get caught up in that bag the way about now, we used to call it lick and tail, but a different way. I'm going to just say lick and tail. I will not work for an individual to lick or kiss nobody tail. And the reason why is because I didn't do it, when I was working, what you call in the atmosphere of somebody's job, work atmosphere. I just let the light of God to shine in my life. When I say the light of God, my truth. And I was still evolving. And that's what you have to take a stand on. When you let your truth shine, you're not going to be taken as if, you even need to be in the place at all. And the reason why is because when you have negativity working and operating, feeding you, trying to at least get close to you to feed you. But then when you remove yourself from it, they'll see. They'll see, even if they don't tell you, they'll see. Unless they just, caught up in confusion, they own self, But these jobs, honey, you have to take the Lord with you at all times, at all times. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you got to take the Lord with you, because I'm going to tell you something about being an entrepreneur. Even just being in these streets, real estate, let me tell you something. If nobody will never ever tell the truth about it, I'm the one to speak it, because guess what? I done already built the bag. So my thing is, and I thank God for it, but my thing is God, grace, and mercy. Those lessons, what I was talking about, working on somebody's job, and then when you coming from out, that city or corporate or whatever, when you become your own boss and everything, it's pretty easy for you to pick up game now. Because one thing corporate teach you, and working from city and being in politics, you see game like, you get me, like a magnet. Now, you ain't attracting game, but you understand it, because you done already been in it. You done been in it for 20-something years, or some of y'all 30-something, and then y'all branching off to do y'all own, business and everything, and, you allowing the Lord to bless you. That's what you seeing, and what God is speaking unto you, or what your eyes and ears is hearing, believe it. Don't be trapped up in thinking that it ain't real, it ain't true. Believe that, because God was teaching you while you was working on somebody's job what to look for and how to look out for, but you didn't even understand how to use it and everything. God was looking out for that and everything. So my thing is that once you understand life lessons, oh God, let me finish up this rabbit, because this message is truly for somebody. Once you understand life lesson, you will apply it in the right places to whereby that need to be applied at. That's all I'm saying about this particular piece, and how that piece now can interrupt you. But now, when you working for yourself, trust yourself and trust your own intuition. And when I say trust yourself. No one is going to think like you nor operate like you and things. And if they do, it's very rare. Because, see, when you're an entrepreneur and when you're doing, especially in the real estate, I take a laid-back seat in it. And when I say a laid-back seat, I take a laid-back seat in it because, you know what? I understand how money operate and how the power of the hands change, and the things that go in and the things that go out of it. I understand that part. But then when God is is basically doing what he needs to do, for you and in your life. You don't even have to worry about the other things that you sin and the other things that you dislike. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I got caught up. When I originally came into real estate, it was, oh my goodness. When I say it was messy and off the chain, I couldn't believe it. And the reason why I couldn't believe it is because I'm like, okay, I'm in a different atmosphere. I'm around, the individuals and everything that possibly, look like me. So we're going to be okay. Child, entering in, this is no lie, this is real life, period. No names to be called. I thinking I was doing a good cause by, just basically, being honest and telling the truth, and then realize in the industry, they don't want no darn truth. It's all about money. In other words, the more, and I'm gonna say this word, the more treacherous you can be, the more better you are. But now we know that's not of God. Oh God, come on. Some people ain't gonna like me for this. The more treacherous you can be, the more better you are, or the more better you'll make friends in this industry. I choose to reside in being at peace and to flow in peace. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody think. I don't care how people receive me at this point. If I can't stand in my truth, you're not gonna like me. Because whatever I got to say and everything and whatever I need to say, and if you can put me in a room and not call me on the phone and then chop up my conversation, it ain't nothing that can be said. See, you got to walk the truth and you got to be the light in this realm and in this area. Because as long as, like I said the last time, as long as you kissing butt, and if that's how you getting your money, you go head on. I don't do that. I didn't do it for the individuals that didn't look like me, and I ain't doing it on this particular level because guess what? Houses sell every day. Somebody making a sale, and I'm being blessed by them selling and everything. The main thing is that you have to level up to know whether or not you're going to be an advisor based on your qualifications. If you come into the table with qualifications, if you're going to be helping people like on the level to where about I came from out of inspection realms, I help people completely, putting themselves together, understanding. You can do that without even your broker even understanding, that you're completely doing it because you ain't even selling homes. You just advising people and everything. So you can package yourself up in real estate, not just to sell homes, but you can be completely an advisor to whereabout that you help individuals and everything. That's just one way of doing it. Unless you getting into it, you flipping it. But if you're in this hustle and bustle, and if you when you in the hustle and bustle of things, and when it's all about contract, somebody say Gigi does a what? I don't know what that is. No, I don't. I sure don't, friend. No, you said it right. I get what you said. No, I you know what? I don't have to. And the reason why I don't have to kiss like that is because I know who I am. Like I said, the one thing I understand about corporate and city jobs, if I didn't see nothing else, it taught me to never to bow down, to bow low, in order for me to become an idol. And now that I'm retired and I got my pension, don't nobody own this. The only thing that I can say, I thank God, I'm thankful. And I am very, 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 very grateful. I'm so grateful to whereabout everybody that did the job is grateful, who survived it and who understand the challenges that we had to go through in order to get here. I'm very grateful. Individuals know the real stories and individuals know the truth. Some truth, you just keep to yourself because some people, families done died and you don't want to rehash those old things unless somebody now asks you or possibly doing a documentary, on the situation. But other than that, you live your life in peace. But when it comes to, excuse me, friend, this industry, like I said, this concerning the peace and somebody's job, don't be that individual to worry about you depending on somebody to feed you anything. You make your own avenue and you do your work. That's the best. That's my best advice that I'm giving myself and the best advice that I'm giving to a friend. If you cleaning house and if you doing, that particular work, you know what? Create you, a way to worry about, excuse me, friend, you can build up your own clientele. Repeated clientele is the base clientele to have in any entrepreneur business. Repeated clientele, because the repeated clientele is by word of mouth, and it's going to let others know, and so on and so on. Same way in the industry of how can I say? Excuse me. I did kind of had a little cold or something. This industry in real estate, whether or not you're doing commercial, whatever, it's repeated business. It's repeated business unless you caught up with, you know, what they call it, the veterans loan or some type of connection with the mortgages. Then you know you're being a feeder. They feeding you. But I come to find out that ain't hard to get into when you're a retired military spouse. I just found that out. Is ways, if you're a military spouse and everything, that you can basically become getting those particular leads and everything, because guess what, they honor the spouses and things. They really do. It's all about who you know. It's all about who you know. When information is kept from you, that's the thing. But if you have served, oh my God, this may help somebody's spouse or whatever. Don't you know, if you're a living spouse, thank you, husband. I sure appreciate you. There are so many advantages that you have. You can go back to school, you know, if you want to. If you want to, saying, creating, doing something different, you can go back to school. Your husband can go back to school. All these things that they have. They have things that's set up even in your city that the Whereabout is ongoing. The Whereabout, they have a line that you can call for whatever help you need. If you got a new business going on, I know in this particular city in Jacksonville, you know, they will help you out by, you know, basically, you know, either sending people your way or being a blessing. So you don't even have to go through the other areas, you know, to get it in, to either get what they call certain leads that even come from, you know, those particular leads as Veterans United. You can create your own leads is what I'm saying. And if you don't want to create it that way, if you just pacing it steady and slow for you because of your life, and you're going to be organic, then you can create them the organic way to whereby they'll come to you and you just help people along the way getting their credit together. But it's so much benefits of being what you call as well a retired military spouse and everything, to whereby it opened doors for you, which I knew, but now, you know, understanding, having a friend that she basically helped organize and put information together for the city to make sure that's all her job she needs to do. She worked with the veterans from the VA, giving out information, basically whatever you may need. And if she ain't got it, she gonna go and get it for you. She gonna make sure she's doing her job, because that's what the city hired her for. She's hired to give the information out. How this particular job came through the city, I don't know. I can't even express how it came. I know when I was working and everything for the city, it wasn't around at that time, but now it is. But I thank God for it. You know how you can call VA and things like that, or organizations asking questions, even if you need help with a resume, if you need help understanding your Social Security, if you need help understanding your benefits, if you need help getting into, you know, getting the VA help that you need by filling out the proper paperwork, they got it. If you need help, if you're an entrepreneur, and if you want to present it to them, it's there. Oh my goodness. Now let's not talk about, I'm chasing this rabbit, the benefits that you get too. And this is why I say sometimes you just got to let peace flow and it'll come to you. Excuse me, friend. You can still use the facilities. You can go and work out on the base when you are a spouse. You can. This is after retirement. All these facilities are available for you. And it's not just your city. Any city you decide to go on vacation at. If it's got a military base there, only thing you got to do is have your military card and you can go there. Anywhere. Do you hear me? Anywhere. You don't even have to be in the States. Oh my God. See, it's so powerful. I don't know what's going on, but my throat, something. I don't think it's pollen. But anywhere you at, knowledge is power. When you understand, how peaceful things can be in your life. So meaning that I don't even have to be here in this city to say, oh, I'm going to the base to an exchange or to benefits, to shop, from food to clothing, shoes to handbag. You can go anywhere. They RV parking, if those that's into RV living, and they have some awesome parking places if you check them out. Some of the places that have beaches on the bases and everything. All of this stuff is open to the spouses if you don't understand this. Don't sleep on the spouse benefits. Don't sleep on what your mate may have done and what he or she may have served while they was in the military. Don't sleep on it. It's just that sometimes when your spouse retire, your spouse may just go to the base or whatever, but they know about these things. And another thing, when you travel, did you know they had a hotel, meaning that rooms that you can stay in, and they have cooking, and I remember I experienced this now when I was in California, and this was some years back when my husband had to do some work there and everything. So, they have places to wear about temporary if you need a room. You don't even have to check into a hotel. If they got spaces there on base, set up rooms for you to basically lease out, and it don't even cost all that much money. It really don't. So it's just so much out there and everything to take advantage of if you are what you call a spouse. Look into it. Let it bless you. Let it benefit your life. I'm telling you, the rewards is greatly rewarded in everything. Because some individuals, they feel like a secret is a secret when a secret is not a secret. If you have been blessed to whereby God now is basically blessing you to live your life in peace, do that. But for the ones who sometimes try to block your blessings and they think that they're blocking them, just smile. Just laugh and let your peace, flow. Know that God created you for a purpose at this time and this season. And friend, if this part of the message is blessing someone, saying if you're an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, listen, elevate yourself. Ask yourself where you want to be at, and is God with you? Look at yourself is as you bow down to anybody to make it happen for you, and I really mean that. Look at yourself and see what's in you in order to do what you need to do to make things happen for you, because it's great value in you. If you venturing out to be, I'm going to read your comment, friend, to be an entrepreneur, you got to believe God. Talk about content creator. If you're a content creator, y'all know I got that daughter that's a content creator and everything. It's almost like stay on your game. Continue to, do videos. Continue to get the sponsors behind the scenes that nobody can't see. Nobody don't even understand that revenue. You stay on the game because people try to count your dollars just by doing videos and don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Stay on your game. Do what you need to do. You become all that you need to do. Matter of fact, connect up with other individuals if you're producing content that's very helpful in the area and that can give you some insight. Stay on your game. You look within. You tweak whatever you need to do. Listen, I'm just this friend. I come here because guess what? I literally don't even have to say I'm for the go and monetize. But please believe if I want to be monetized, and everything, click the button, just make it happen. But I come here just as being a friend that is what you call going to be truthful from just my thoughts, from my experience. I ain't trying to piggyback on nobody else's experience now and nobody else's blessings, because when God bless you, he just bless you, whether or not it's favor or whatever it may be, because favor is blessings too. He just bless you. But when it comes to if you're a creator, you just got to make it happen. Get around individuals who want to see you succeed, not around individuals who don't. Because in the world of entrepreneurship, you have to believe in yourself and you have to make those things jump for you. Amen. Amen. My friend said, husband retire Army in June. I use every benefit I can. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations for your husband retiring. I see that you said he retired from the Army. Congratulations. Isn't that a huge benefit when your mate can retire and when your mate have served a particular, country, not just city, country, served the entire country, and now those benefits, how they kick in place and how they stay in place, and the medical benefits, oh my goodness, they are amazing. And when I say amazing, they are amazing according to the one that you tap into when it comes to the medical benefits, because I don't even want to go into that. That's too personal, but I will say I chose the benefits to whereby it allowed me to go to any doctor I want to go to, period. You know. So for those that are what you call spouses and even husband, they understand what I'm saying. You may pay a little extra, but extra is always good when you can choose the doctors instead of them choosing it for you, who you will be seen by. You get to choose your own doctors and things. So I like that part about it. But it's so much benefit of being a sponsor. But I was talking about it from an entrepreneur perspective, because a lot of times we get trapped up and feel like that we didn't serve. You served too if you was that wife. You served. I don't even care if you was working a job, because it's a lot come behind being that spouse. When especially mine, he done been in what, about 3 or 4 wars. He'd probably tell me a little bit extra, but when them wars was going back around Gulf War, around that time, he was in all of them, completely all of them. So when you are what you call being that spouse, if you made it through all them years, you served as well. And when I say you serve because you literally mentally, had to hold things down to the best of your ability. And it comes with trials and it comes with tribulations. And, sometimes it comes with, questions, just life, period. If you are a wife, period, it just comes with that. But for the spouses that possibly, what I mean, that is tapping into a renewing your life, take advantage of the benefits. Go back to school, go back. When I say go back to school completely. Good morning to you, friend. Get into something that you love doing and things. Find out the organizations that support you and be a part of them. Find out, because it's a whole group of what you call communication of just groups out there that support spouses, and as well as, whomever served, whether or not it was male or female. It's just a whole group for the spouses to be supported and everything. And I know, and have now, being active, with a few of them that actually got their hands, what they call the Osbusman, the wife that basically oversee everything. Like when your spouse goes away, they have a right-hand individual that makes sure that, you're being taken care of and giving you all the insight. Somehow what this individual is doing for the city that is hired through the city to do it, but they actually have what you call a odd busman, to whereby it's an individual, make sure that if you are in need, they will basically, be there for you and giving you all of the proper insight, from the simple things, from the daycare, from information that you may need. They just information all in the head, just information. And those are great individuals to stay connected up to and to stay linked up to. I know a particular individual. She's great. She's in her latter years. Husband served and done such an amazing, work. I didn't even know that she had did that for so many years, well over 30-something years. But see, when you begin to talk to people, when people begin to understand and build relationships and everything, and when you're allowing peace to flow in your life, it'll just fall in your lap. Everything you need, everything that you're doing, it'll just fall gracefully in your lap, and you'll be thankful, to thank God for it and everything. I'm just checking the comment and everything. Yeah, just checking the comments. So is there any comments, friends? I just came here because actually I was being about my day. I got to get my workout on, for one. I'm very thankful that I have encouraged myself that daily I need to do something. I was just telling my auntie that, and let me tell you something, she's in love. I'm so glad she got peace flowing in her life. She's very active, always have been active, and everything. But I love what she's doing in her life because she just keep herself active. But I was just telling her, I have to get up and basically allow my body to find some exercise that I can benefit from. You don't have to lift weights. You don't have to do none of that. And I'm saying that from my own life experience when I was heavy, lifting them weights, picking it up, deadlifting. I told y'all about that. I said I was trying to move back to it where I'm with the stretch bands because that's where I'm at. That's where my body is at. My doctor even told me it'll come a time you'll know when to change, when to switch up. And I'm okay with it. It's about staying active and making sure that my body can move. I can do the basic things. I can bend. I can squat. I can kneel without saying, I can't get back up. Just the basic things, knowing how to lift my arms. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing how to do the basic things, knowing how to make sure that I can squeeze my hands, knowing just doing the things that keep your, bones rotated, keeping your mind too active, because even with this workout routine, and I just call it a lifestyle, it allows me to just alleviate the unnecessary things that don't need to be. When I walk, I pray. I'm praying for, my subdivisions, for individuals, as I pass by their homes. God bless them. Now, I ain't sitting up there trying to hold a sermon and trying to figure out what's going on in their home. That ain't none of my business. Because the business is send blessings their way. God give them, their solutions that they need if something kind of hit me. That's all I'm doing, and things. And then as I'm walking, I also just allow the Holy Spirit to communicate unto me. And lately, God just telling me to be thankful for all things, Just be thankful. Be thankful for the small, simple things. Be thankful because what God have granted you, now in your latter years. You're not speaking from when you were younger. You thank God for all of that. But now right where you're at, friend, tell God thank you. Tell him thank you. Just complete thankful, because we don't even have to be living to realize what Thanksgiving is and the praise. Oh God, I thank you. I thank you for that bird, or those birds that's passing by. Because if he clothes the lily upon the valleys, and if he feed them birds, and I'm pointing that's passing by, what a mighty God we serve. Being thankful is a blessing right now in my life. Some people take it for advantage, not all, but for the individuals don't even understand. My thing is now I tell individuals, I am so thankful. And they look at me and they say, I am too, And that's a good thing, because what you're registering to your mind and to anyone when you say you are thankful, you just keeping yourself inquired to know it is a blessing to be thankful. And then it keep the pressure off of what you need and how you going to get it. When you look around, God done already gave you the things that you need. Oh, God, I thank you. He done gave you everything you need. When you walking in peace, you can see these things. When you stay prayed up, you can see these things. When you love your family completely, when I say love, you just love them no matter what. You can fall out with them. You could not even like them at a certain time. But because of your love and your power to forgive, and God say, listen here, you got to continue to stay prayed up for them and for yourself. And you got to stay on this journey, and you got to release things. That's a blessing when you understand how that power flow in you. Should nobody be able to remove you from staying steadfast and unmovable? It used to be a time that I would be movable because I would go with the necessary whatever that was being said. So that moved me. But you know what? I woke up and I got common sense. And that common sense through God, through the Spirit that breathed through me, say, listen, I didn't build you this way to move with the unnecessary that does not bless you. I built you to where about, you are what you call steadfast and unmovable to where about to the things that does not please God. You are a blessing. So I'm just saying that to say this, friend. You are a blessing and know that. Hold on one moment, friend. I did not bring my water at all. I didn't. So, anyway, friends, long conversation this morning, but that's what you get when you show up on Fridays with Friends with Gigi. I'm going to say Friday, Saturday, and having a senior moment. But I'm speaking for myself. Don't nobody get offended because I ain't called you no senior now. I said myself that. But that's what you get. What? Friend, you 69. What a blessing. Lord have mercy. Are you saying you 69? Just say yes or no. Because if you 69, I'm telling you something. Baby, it's a blessing to be living and to be living and to be living. Because truly, you done seen some things. You done seen how life changed. You done seen how the world spin. You done seen new styles. You done seen the same dress. The A-line dresses come back and repeat themselves. You done seen the material change in the fabrics. You done seen the shoes, the platform shoes returning back. Everything that is a fad now, you done seen that it's just done repeated itself. Everything recycles around, seem like in the earthly realm, especially when it comes to fads and styles, it do. It just recirculate and everything. So when you are living and when you get to a certain age, it requires for me, friend, just to flow in peace right now. That's where I'm at. And I thank God that he caught me at this moment in my life to tell me, if you don't look at nothing else in your life, and if you can't see that love and the power to forgive come with peace, how you going to recognize it? How you even going to understand that you living in it? Oh, my God. My God, my God. A friend said, good afternoon, Gigi's greeting from Amsterdam. Well, good afternoon, friend. What a blessing that you showing up from Amsterdam. My goodness. Isn't God good? Shout out to the friend. Friend, y'all so loving to come here and to support your friend. Because let me tell y'all about this story. Believe it or not, I done said this before, so you know somehow it got to be true. Y'all know back in the day when Gigi was picking up the camera. I used to be, I know y'all ain't gonna believe it. Amen. My friend said, I'm 29 and I love it here. The wisdom is so good to receive. Bless you, Gigi and all. Oh, thank you. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Shout out to my friend that's saying that they're 29. You know what? I want to just talk about my young generation. Y'all are such a blessing. I appreciate you all. Living your dream. Do what you need to do in this life and make others happy. And, be creative in what God called you to do. And perhaps, what's in you. Live your life, friend. Live your life. And this wisdom that you're getting from Gigi done lived her life. And, it was a point of time. Let me chase this rabbit, though. Don't mind the dogs, child. That lady got 6 beautiful dogs over there. Those are friends in her latter years, okay? In her latter years. Really is. So shout out to the dogs that's barking. Much love. But I said this before. How I was a little bit shy and didn't know, because like I said, camera's everything. Didn't know how I was going to speak and look or whatever when I say look, just speaking. Because it make you feel some type of way. That's why I say I can't get into them lights, cameras, action. Because guess what? You have to be a certain way, and then you done prepped, and then all the prepping done went wrong because you done prepped for this great moment of fame. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go live. I told my daughter, I said, I'm just gonna go live. I said, I don't like all that monotone. It was making me feel so monotone. And that's what she said. She said, well, you monotone anyway. And I felt some type of way when she said that. I said, no, I got much personality, but my conversation be more serious than thought. But when I would do the still videos, it was very monotone. Those are just my thoughts. So camera have a way of making things come off. So I get it. The reason why individuals that do videos, it needs to be filmed, edited, and cut out. But when you go live, it's not. But going live worked for me because I like the interaction. I like to show up and to be present for my friends right where I'm at. In other words, I like the communication, whether or not you're saying anything or not. I just like communication. I flow better when I can just communicate, and when topics come, I just talk about them. I don't have a certain topic, and maybe I thought about it just for a few moments, seconds. It wasn't long. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought about it and say, well, do I need to be stripped or what? That don't work for me. Maybe when, I ain't even gonna say that, because even subjects, I don't even have them written down. I just come as it's in my headset, like this morning, talking about staying in peace and flowing. I flow like that. But just to say I'm gonna film this, if I became more or less of a vlogger that showed content, that would be different. I ain't made it there yet now. Let me be honest. I ain't made it there yet, honey. Hold on, friend. I ain't made it there yet. When I say I ain't made it there yet, I'm gonna be truthful. I come here live, but for saying, that editing and everything. No, my friends say, thanks, Gigi, for spreading the love. We all need more love and forgiveness. We really do. That thing soften your heart. Oh my God. In my latter year, child, I'm talking about mom and grandma and aunties. You hear me? And whatever else that attached to me, that's positive. But what I'm saying is that in my latter years, it make you feel so much better. It soften your heart. It make your love shine, And when y'all know I got grandkids around me, them children can pick up when your spirit ain't right, So in order to be a better virgin, even to them, and which I always have, I always show love and, showed them and gave them wisdom and insight, so it can carry on through their life. That's why them children know how to pray. They if it's up to them, but they still growing, because all of us have a way of making choices in our life. But as when they get older, it won't be because they didn't know any better. It's because it was a choice and a will. Because, that word say train them up in the way they should go. And then whatever choices they choose, that's on them. You can't look at it and say it's the parent. Some individuals make choices and try to put it on the parents when you know that you were fed the right way. Sometimes you got to own it. That was your ish that you want to do. Don't go out here and be talking, well, my mama, my daddy, and all that. Quit lying. Just say that was your choice and your will, and you want to go on and you want to experience that heathen role. It's okay. God love you. Come on, just come on back, and be about your business and get life together. And even if you had whatever experiences in your life, that could affect you, I'm being real honest. Seek the help. Get the counseling that you need. Don't travel in this earthly realm or your entire life and you don't get help that you need. It's too much available information. When I was coming up, it wasn't really known. I had to say it this way, for African-American families to go and seek help. I'm just being real. It wasn't known. Back in these, 50s and 60s, that wasn't known. Not from my ears. It became more, how can I say, available, seem like when things begin to be open enough for families on the job, in the workplaces. But even then, they didn't know how to deal, with certain situations. So some, families, we lived how we needed to live to the best of our ability. And sometimes those generational things that was passed down to us, we have to go in and break them. You could be that breaker that's in your family that's breaking things off. That was not right. And you could be that individual that's getting that healing that you necessarily need to travel in this life, in this journey, not to hold on to it and make you become who you need or think you need to be at this time with that stuff that don't bring no value, to the family or to yourself or nor to your grandkids. So for me, having grandchildren is a blessing. because it's another opportunity and another generation now, whether or not even when they grow up and when they get older, whether or not they come back to see me, talk to me, whatever, that's on them. But just to know if they're in my presence, because even I got a grandson that's not in my presence because they live in a different state. But what I'm getting at is, though, this is the best version of anybody if you choose to be who you need to be in your latter years, especially when you're around children, because they're like sponges. They're sponges. And if you don't feel like you was an amazing parent, you probably missed some areas, child, tell God to forgive you. And ask the individual for it too. Now, even if your child don't want to forgive you, that's their business. Oh my goodness. You're going to lose many sleep and many days, and you're going to constantly be on your knees when God done forgave you. You done sent yourself to all type of counseling. Oh my God. And you won't forgive yourself. Walk into the new you, who you are. Be who you are. Love on you. Be who you are. It's a shame. Oh my God. I got to talk about this. Auntie, if you're listening, I love you. I got a living auntie in my family, the only bloodline of my mother, and I'm saying it that way, that is relative like a sister. Love her to pieces, honey. She got so much wisdom. I tell her, I say, Auntie, she got so many nieces and nephews in the family. I say, Auntie, you have been a source like an encyclopedia. And you have been forever loving and caring, on my part from what I seen, for the individuals possibly, because back then they was having children, so many. Families wasn't small. They was like 13, 16, and some 20. I'm just saying. 10, how many from hers? 13. And then I know my mama had 6 kids and my auntie 10, and then on out of them other, what I'm saying is that it was just so many. But being in a big family, what I'm saying, sometimes you was being raised up with your nieces and nephews because of the age. Sometimes you may have to raise them. So they seen your downfall and all that. So saying this, having such an auntie that may be closer in age with her nieces and her nephews, but now that God have bumped her to a level of that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I got living, what you call, relatives that will take their time out. Oh, Lord, help me. I got to come through and say this because it's going to help somebody. To be disrespectful to her auntie when she in her latter years because they feel like that they came up at the same time. You don't know what this person went through. You don't know how she survived, and you don't know what she was going through while she was being raised up with you. You don't even know her thoughts and her opinion. You don't even know her story. You think you do. But when you sit down and talk to people, that's why having conversations with people is so valuable. But when you sit down and when you talk to that individual that you feel like that did something to you or said something wrong, ask them and they'll tell you their version and how they felt. Some individuals may have felt that they didn't have a childhood because they was too busy being an adult when they should have been enjoying their childhood, but they didn't get that opportunity to enjoy it. So sometimes your own family will put an image and a negativity in the next generation to not respect the elders. Come on through, Holy Ghost, and speak. That's a shame before God. If you don't like the person, don't you dare go now, and now you put your venom into the next generation that is a living generation of your bloodline to dislike that elder. If that elder is due for respect, give it to him. But if you can't give it to him, you go on about your evil and negativity ways and let the Lord work on you and work it out and through you. And I got to say it like that because some family members got the nerve to want to carry the seed of, how can I say, the depression of negativity unto another generation, and they feel quite comfortable in being that way in their evil ways. Well, guess what? I'm that individual, friend, niece, whatever. But I'm talking about not being a niece. That ain't happening on my own. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. That ain't happening at all. Because one thing I do understand, even if I don't like you, but that's not what I'm saying in this message and things, not toward my auntie. I'm just talking about life experience. If I don't like you as being an elder, I'm talking about an elder, I got enough sense to respect you. And then sometimes there's a two-edged sword there. Some elders some elders don't even have common enough sense to release things and to let it go. They'll hold on things for a life journey because, once again, that's that generation of that breaking, you get me, of that curse breaking, of those bad attitudes that was in the family, that bloodline. Somebody was meaner than a rattlesnake and it jumped into you and you don't even understand the auntie or the uncle that had that mean spirit in them, so you pick it up and you don't even understand that you picked up something that should have been broken from off of you, or the story that should have been told that this person existed and the family member that carried that same spirit. How long they been dead? Well over 40 years. But the spirit is in you because you didn't get to know your family bloodline. See, flowing in peace come with so much. It come with so much level to understand your identity. Because how you gonna love the world and you gonna present yourself to the world and you talking about you flowing in peace and you love and you forgive when you can't even forgive your family? How do that work? Even if you don't what you call associate with them. If that don't make any sense, God written sense, tell me how earthly what sense it's gonna make. Or I forgot. Earthly realm believe anything because it's the earth, okay? Although God created the earth, but earthly realm, they believe anything. It's strange things that happen earthly, so I get that part. But from a God sense matter, that ain't right. Lord, allow my vessel to be created in the image that would be a good fit for this world. And God created that image, the power to forgive and to love and to break those shackles from off of family generation. That even goes down to, the behaviors. Just because such and such acted a certain way, now it gives you the ability to go and act that way. That don't give you a pass. Just because such and such tore up homes in your generations that you probably don't want to own it, but they were home breakers. They slept with other people's husbands. And even probably tried your husband. Come on now. I'm just coming from the old folks. If that spirit was in your bloodline, you don't have to be that. If the spirit of messiness was in your bloodline, you don't have to be that. Oh, Jesus. Come through, Holy Ghost. Somebody got to understand, how do you break it? You got to stand in your peace. After you done stand into your peace, then you be about your business. If y'all didn't catch the beginning part of this dream that I was talking about, that's what that marching is about. Baby, you march on. You be free in life. Because when you get older, I'm realizing, it's not from my auntie perspective, but for some elders, they got people in their family that did them wrong. So now they trying to compromise their good life on something that weighted them down. Don't let life weight you down based on something that came from your family when you know that they ain't even working on themselves. And this ain't to talk bad about family, but it's some real factors. Anybody in this chat that you got a perfect family, this message ain't for you. Because your family is perfect. And I declare y'all ain't never did nothing wrong. Y'all ain't never had no struggles. Y'all ain't never went through nothing. You ain't never seen what you call hardships, nothing. And maybe some of you all haven't. Maybe you were giving a golden spoon. Trust fund baby, I'm just saying. So you didn't have those words, but you struggle with something else. This message right here is for the individuals that I'm saying, when you know that you have had cycles to break in your life, be about that. But don't feed this stuff into the next generation, because that generation got a whole nother life to live. They are special and they are important, and so are you. Amen, amen. Somebody, okay, I read that conversation and everything. I told y'all, friends, I chase rabbits, but I come on back to the situation. That's examples of chasing rabbits. Y'all get a whole what you call version of Gigi when I just go live on these Saturdays, you know, having the time to extend and everything. Let's recap on this video to close out. I talked about the dream, you know, waking up, you know, and about the friends and about jobs and about being that entrepreneurship. I even talking about my experiences for saying the real estate, you know, and things. And these are just my opinion. Ain't nobody else. I ain't called no names. I ain't got to call no names because that ain't professional. But anyway, I will say, you know, I even talk about, I said this, Gigi don't lick butt. Never did when I was in the, what you call, the arena of working and a career. I didn't. That's why I had so many challenges on that. But guess what? I was trailblazing. Didn't even know that I was trailblazing. Didn't even know what trailblazing was. I was just standing up for my right. So if I'm the same virgin or the vessel that I am then, but I'm more stronger and wiser, I can't do it now where I'm at when it comes to real estate. And, you know, I'm who I am, and I'm just doing what I need to do. You know, I don't have to, come on, Holy Ghost, and speak. In other words, my life is not to prove anything to anyone, because God had to set me aside and say that when you show people too much of what he have done for you, you know, people got a way of not appreciating what I bless you with. They got a way now of looking at it and being what you call with a green eye. A lot of people don't want to hear that, though. Even in my latter years, I experienced this. I experienced that green eye jealousy. That's just real talk. And for some of my friends that's still living, you're able to say it. There are some people, they jealous of you, don't even know what you went through and why God had to bless you in your younger years. They don't even understand. They don't even have a clue of your challenges and why God packaged you up. They don't even have a clue. They don't even understand, you know, your capability now of just being grateful of everything. Because the one thing I realized in my latter years, jealousy don't stop. Matter of fact, it get worse. And it get worse because sometimes them same individuals that was not pursuing what they needed to pursue, and here you go, you arriving in your space, being able to live, retire, and then you free to do whatever you want to do. You can go and work, or you can go and you can just do whatever. You can just be you. And then don't be married. Oh my goodness, Jesus. Don't be married now in your latter years. And you don't have a whole lot of words to say about what your mate do. You just let things be. I had to learn that in my younger years. My husband tried to tell me too. But don't be married. Don't be married. And I don't mean that in a negative way. And there's, you know, that atmosphere of what God just have created for the both of you. But just one person, and you know that you are just blessed without even sharing what your other behalf may be doing. Oh my goodness, that's a disturbance there. Because see, they only looking at, for me, one side, but they don't really understand the whole. Because you keep your mouth closed. You got to be quiet. It's jealousy in latter years, friends. That's why you have to realize when you see it, you already know what time it is. Don't nobody have to come and explain to you what time it is. You already understand. That's why you walk quietly and you eat quietly. Okay? And I really mean that. I walk quietly and I eat quietly. There'll be a time and season to where about, you know, you may, you know, open up. And you got some friends in your life, God knows. I got some decent friends in my life that I break bread with. But I had to learn the lesson. In my latter years, some of them older women I ain't need to break no bread with. First of all, they were looking for bread and they were hungry. And they were trying to get their come up. Because guess what? Somehow, some way, challenges happen to them. And this ain't laughing at nobody. But they got to get it in their senior citizen years because they didn't catch it when they were younger. They made decisions that was not good. And those decisions, they did not equip themselves to completely, to be fully what you call set up, the whereby they can enjoy life in their latter years and everything. They didn't do it. And this is a real aha moment and a revelation that God had to share with me. Some people did not equip themselves to be where about you're at. They didn't. And they didn't do it because they knew everything. The thing was, they did not know everything. But because of God's grace and mercy, you probably experiencing that green-eye monster, that's looking or trying to understand you and what you got. And that aha moment done open up and say, nah, baby, it ain't you. It's because of what they see you got and how you ain't working as hard. Well, hell, I wouldn't want my own self to work as hard. And I said it like that. Not after from all what I done went through. I really wouldn't. I would want my own self to take it easy and do the things that I love and do it with a pace of what you call of that elegancy to whereabout you represent for who you are and you showing up in life. It's called letting peace flow in your life. Oh, this is a real conversation here. Most elders don't talk about it because guess what? They ain't even got the breath to share it. I got it at this time. Maybe later on in my life, I've been unsmoothed out and I ain't talking about that no more. But if a person asks me, is there jealousy in the latter years? Yes, it is. But you'll find more help as well when you get around the right individuals that basically God done set them up. So they looking out for you how you supposed to be looked out for and everything. You're going to talk different and you're going to live different. There's no competition in the individual when guess what? When they flow in their peace and when they know that they are blessed. It ain't no competition. You'll begin to understand what God was doing in the making when you didn't understand when it was being made. But in latter years, yes, Gigi done experienced that jealousy. And I was like, dog, what just stung me? Tried to get up all in my business. For real. Trying to figure out how I move. But guess what? I fed them, because see, I'm a smooth mover. I fed them only what they needed. I'm going to tell you what I gave them. This is real life. I broke real wine with them, and that's all they knew. That's all that they can pick up. Oh, we just drunk some wine together. And we laughed and we had a good time. And she liked good wine. And I do love the Lord. Okay, God made the wine. That's all you can get from me. All that other stuff, possibly, when I run into real good friends, and when I say good friend, like my friends through the internet, the one thing I can say, what my husband blessed me with, hey husband, if you're listening, the one thing he taught me is about management of money and understanding money and the power of it. When you want to do what you want to do and how you want to do it, it shouldn't be a whole or a position of what you can do or what you can't do. You do it. And you do it because guess what? You can move that way. And in order to move that way, guess what? You had to pay attention in life to know that there will be my latter years coming in order to make choices. Make your latter years to look and to come out greater if you got breath in you. If you living and on this journey, if you still got breath in you and an opportunity to become whatever you want to become, just because you retire from a job don't mean you stop there. Just keep applying things to your life. Either it is you doing it to socialize or you doing it just to have just an outlet, whatever it is, you make moves based on how you want to make moves. Not because someone is controlling the atmosphere of how you're going to move, but in your latter years, friends, if I don't tell you nothing else, and that individual that said that they was 29 years of age in this chat, make moves according to how you want to see your latter years. Let your latter years speak for you. Be able to go and get what you want to get, whether or not it's a car, whether or not it's a new home, whether or not it's a new outfit, whatever it is, you make moves that way. But if you're an individual that don't spend, money just to be spending it, and you wise with it. And like I said, I got one of them husbands, he's real wise with money. He's real wise with investment. When I say wise, just old school wise. Old school money, it speaks and it talks different. It show up different. It's not flashy. It don't do none of that. It lives. And then it lives off on what have blessed them. This is old school. See, new school money, it got to be shown. It got to be shown what you got on. This just new school, and I get it. This new generation, y'all don't come after me because I'm old school. I'm a woman that, just talking from my life experience. New school, it got to show everything. It'll even show you the stock investment. They bank accounts. You got to move like that. You don't. When you got it, you got it. You ain't got to do none of that. Matter of fact, you can walk around here in T-shirts, a T-shirt and a jean. You can look like you ain't got nothing. Who gonna know? Who you trying to impress? But new school money is so impressive to where about now, when you get ready and go into your latter years, the same impressive that you had, that energy that was then, because you'll be able to look back how I look back now, 30 years ago. I look back now and see the blessing, and I got my hand like that. I look back now, what's in front of me, I see what God was doing. But if that impression that you got, that you feel like you got to show individuals what you got right now, how draining is that energy when you get to your latter years? You gonna find out, I ain't got to show nobody nothing. I ain't got to prove to nobody nothing. I can live how I want to live, and I can eat noodles if I want to, because that's my business. Not that I got to, but that's my business. If I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and of course I love peanut butter and jelly, and I still eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich today, that's my business. If I want to go to a restaurant, 5-star, that's my business too. I go to them too, just to do it because I can. Do I eat out? Yeah, sometimes too much. That's why I like home cooked meals. Thank God for, my daughter that cook. But what I'm getting at is that I appreciate life right now because no one can control your piece of your destiny if you don't give it to them. You are in control of your peace and your destiny. You are the ones that will allow life to be how it need to be. If you allow God's hand to be in your hand, you ain't got to understand everything. You don't. Not when you're doing what's right and not when your heart is right. The one thing, and I'm going to tell you something, I had to keep renewing it. The one thing I had to keep renewing what God was teaching me, even back then, was to love and to forgive. That's why my sole purpose when I come here, I motivate from a love position and a forgiving point, because I realized that that's what keep me going. But if I didn't get unstuck from them positions, that would have been a downfall for me. From friends to family to strangers, and to just socializing, period, to working, for real, doing real estate. Because when you don't know how to forgive and let go and let God, then you can't move. You're stagnant. You can't do anything. And this is not to look upon anyone and to say that you'll never move. But in order to constantly keep moving, take it from somebody, not just me, but I'm coming as an experience. And other women that is listening, they understand what I'm saying. You can't stay in the same position with all that unnecessary hate in your life and you expect God to constantly bless you. You can't do that. In your latter years, you want to live in blessings. You want to live as if this stuff just flow to you like water, like you waking up to it. God, I thank you. What am I to do today besides what's on my agenda? That's why it's always good to stay active. Don't let the mind grow older. just because you're aging. Keep it young, keep it active. Find something, that you like doing. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, don't let it get old. Find something that you love to do besides being an entrepreneur, that fulfills those hobbies. Find those things. If you like reading books, get you a nice bookshelf. I got a beautiful, what you call bookcase, had it for years, with books on it. Matter of fact, I need to rechange the books out. But because my husband liked them books, but he don't know, I'm going to change them books out and put my new, ones. Because I got so many books that I was blessed with that, I just want to rechange them out and reread them. I hadn't even read all of them. But what I'm saying is that there's different hobbies and things that you can do. So don't let age, what you call, discount you as you're growing and evolve until when you reach a latter aspect of your life. Don't let it find you so filled with the junk that you couldn't even prosper. And now you can't even live joyfully in it. In order to live joyfully in these latter years, and I'm just only coming from my life experience, you got to be able to learn from the younger years. You got to be able to understand the purpose and the foundation, because you should not be basically carrying the same attitude that kept you stuck. That's all I'm saying, friends. Listen, friends, do I have any questions in the chat at this time? Open for conversations. If you got any questions, I'm available. I'm here and things. I am. Yes. Well, if there's no questions, friends, I'm going to just say have a great day. Allow the peace. Allow love to follow you. God, I thank you. Let's close out in prayer. God, I just thank you for just touching and reaching all of the friends that is coming to the realization in their life that God, you is everything. Keep them blessed and keep them covered. Allow them to know that you are the supplier that supply all needs. And God, let them be forever grateful. Amen. Blessings and power unto you, friends. Keep on your notification. Who knows? I may come back tomorrow, and everything. It'll be early for those that possibly may go to church. I may just come back tomorrow and things. Yes. All right, friends. Have a great day. Share the video. How they gonna know? How they gonna know, friends? Share the video and things. Thumbs up the video as well. Thank you for the already thumbs up. But know that I love you and I appreciate you. And just keep flowing in peace. Show up to it, okay? I love you. Take care.